Hey guys, welcome back to the Thisissoul Skate Shop YouTube channel. Today I'm here in the shop and I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about shock absorbers. For this I asked my friend Erik for some help. Hey Erik,
Hey.
how you doing? Boom, let's go. We are here in our store in Amsterdam, and if you ever want to have like some different shock absorber or insole in your skate, you can always come by to our store and actually try it out in your skate to really feel how it fits and how it absorbs or everything there is about the shock absorber. You can best feel it if you actually have the product here in the store, of course. If you're an online shopper, then in this video I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about all the little details of shock absorbing. Let's start with what's actually inside a skate. And for this I grabbed a big saw and I cut through right the middle of this skate, cut it open so that you can see what's inside. The biggest thing that's inside the skate is called the liner. Sometimes underneath the liner is a little shock absorber, and in the liner is the insole. Then with some skates there's actually something else underneath the liner as well, and this is like a little cardboard plate like this, and not everybody knows what this is for, and this is actually to protect the bottom of the liner here against the top of the mounting T-nuts, because if this is not there then it will damage the bottom of the liner. If you look at the cutout of this skate, then you see that the front where the foot is lower than the back. A skate like this is called a skate with a raised heel. That means that the heel is raised with an integrated part of the actual skate. There are also flat bottom skates which don't have the integrated raised heel, and those skates usually have a shock absorber to still make your foot go up in the back, because there's something like a natural balance between the front of the foot and the back of the foot. This natural height difference will give you the best riding feeling, because if you're too flat then your balance will be too much to the back, and if you're too much raised then your balance will be too much to the front. There are a bunch of different shock absorbers on the market, and here are two well-known ones. This is a really thick one, this is a thinner one, but you can also see that this is a lot wider and this is a lot thinner. There are two general purposes for shock absorbers. This one goes inside the liner, so it goes right underneath the insole, or if you have a soft boot, it goes right in the shell, because there's no liner in a soft boot, so it goes right in the skate itself. This one is a lot wider, and this one goes underneath the liner, so you cannot put this one in a soft boot because it's way too wide for it, and this is only for hard boots. You can, however, put like a really small shock absorber that's meant underneath the liner. You can put it in the liner if you have big feet, and for some people you can put like the biggest type shock absorber that's meant for in the liner. You can also put it underneath the liner. So in the end of the day, it's about the actual width to be able to know if it will fit in your skate in the way that you want to have it in your skate, in or underneath the liner. And because this is really unclear and the manufacturers don't offer this as innate properties of the shock absorbers like in the product information, we made sure that for you guys at home, we now include this information on our website for you. Boom. This is an old Salomon skates, and these are not made anymore. But they were known for their high quality, and a lot of aggressive skaters are still using them. They still work fine, but except there's one part, and that's the shock absorber. The shock absorber crumbles after like 10 years or something, and these skates are now all at least 15 years old. So like if you take out the liner, you only see like pulp underneath the liner. That's why if you want to skate one of these skates, you need to replace the shock absorbers, and this is the most popular shock absorber to replace it with. It's very similar to the original shock absorber. You only need to like take off this little square thingy here, and you can do that with a saw or with a Dremel or with maybe like a sharp knife. And you need to drill a hole here, because that's how the shock absorber is kept in place in the Salomon skate. Drill a hole here. For the people online wanting to buy this, it's very hard to know exactly what size Razor's SL shock absorber to buy for their type of Salomon skate. So to help you guys, I am gonna measure which size SL shock absorber is gonna fit in which Salomon skate, and make a chart on this product page for you so that it's easier to pick the right size. This little thing here is called a durometer, and there's a little pin here, and if you push it in, then it will give a different reading. And with hard materials push the pin in to the max, and if you have a really soft material, then the pin only gets pushed in half. So that's how this little tool here knows how hard something is. You can use this also to measure the hardness of wheels, and the hardness is also listed on wheels. So usually it's about like 88A, and A scale is what this thing is measuring. We have a whole video about measuring hardness of wheels on our YouTube channel, so if you're interested to know more, check out our YouTube channel and check out that video for sure. And you can also use this tool to measure the hardness of different shock absorbers, and this is really relevant because different hardness shock absorbers will give you a different feeling. For example, if you're gonna do a gap and you're gonna land on your heels, you want something really soft. If you jump off like a 3-meter high building, you want to have a soft landing, right? So you want to have then a shock absorber with a low durometer. If you want to have a lot of control, so you want to have a skate that does what your feet are telling it to do, so you want to have a responsive skate, then you want to have direct energy transfer, and you don't want your energy to be absorbed. So for that you want to have a hard shock absorber. This is a shock absorber from the brand Superfeet, and it's really hard. And so if you want to have like a heel raiser and you want to have a lot of control, then you can use this one because it's super hard. The hardness of the shock absorbers is not mentioned normally in the product description that the brands provide, but again, the same as for width, we're now going to include this in the product description for you guys at home, so that if you have a certain preference for a hard or a soft shock absorber, then you can really find the best one suited for you on our website. Then the last metric that we're going to talk about regarding shock absorbers is the thickness, because obviously there's a big difference here. And like I said already before, there's something like a natural height difference, and you can of course play with this. So for example, some skates come with a really small shock absorber, and it maybe would make sense to increase it a little bit. I'm gonna talk to my friend Erik later in this video about what he experienced with that. But something that we're also going to include in the website is now the difference in the height of all the shock absorbers, so that if you want to order it online, that you really can dive into depth about which one is the best, so that you can have the right height that you want. All right, so here's my friend Erik, and he got the CJ1 carbon skate. I set it up for him for today with a ground control frame so that he can try some big wheels on it, because normally this is his aggressive skate. And one of the things that we discussed earlier when we're on a skate session was that he felt that he was leaning a little bit more to the back. So today we just tried a few different setup types regarding the shock absorber and the insole. And Erik, can you tell the audience, the people at home, what you tried and what kind of tricks you tried and what the differences were?
Yes, I can.
All right, let's go.
These are the 3 shock absorbers I tried with the insoles. The one I started with was with the original shock absorber with the original insole. After that, I used the thick one. It's actually for a racer skate with the original insole. And last but not least, I tried the hard one with this, what is it called?
Superfit.
Superfit insole. And yeah, now I'm gonna tell you what I noticed.
All right, let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
All right, Erik, so that was what you just tried, and what were the differences between those 3 type of setups?
Okay, so the big white one is really soft, it's nice for impact, but because it's so high, for the impact it's not so good for your flex, because you can fuck up your ankles really fast.
So it's too flexible.
Too flexible for impact. The blue and the black one, you can compare them almost as the same. This is nice and soft, so that's actually nice for impact. But this also gives some extra support because you stay on the same position instead of you can sink in the padding.
So this one is really stable because it's more solid. It's
yeah,
really stable.
Yeah,
right.
It stays on the position. Your feet stays on it.
All right, you tried 3 different tricks. So one was jumping, and the other was sliding, and the other one was just like actually skating and it's called striding in English. So it's like pushing off with your feet. Can you tell me, just for skating around, which one was your favorite and which one was not your favorite? Like, and how did you notice difference in like height or softness?
Because this one is high and thick, it's actually nice when you push yourself off, because you're higher with the ankle, so you can stride better. So it's actually nice for like speeding, but for the stability, it's not that well, because you're standing higher, so your ankles can be
they can tilt. Yeah.
Normal skating with them is it's almost the same, because it's actually the same thickness, so that's actually almost the same.
I would think that this one is a little bit harder, so you could feel like that you have more control. Did you notice something like that?
Yeah, you got a little bit more control because it's harder, because you're not sinking into the padding. So yeah, you got a little bit more control with the harder one. Got it.
Okay, so now what were the differences when you would jump?
Okay, so when you jump, you have a little bit impact. So I'm a pretty big guy, so I need to get a good absorber. But with the white one, it's too much, and then you twist your ankles. With the blue one, it's hard, so it stays on the same position. But with this one, it's a little bit soft, so it's a little bit support for the ankle, but still you feel it when you land. But with this, it stays more in the same position, so yeah. I think the blue one is my preference.
All right, got it. And last trick that we tried was sliding. So when you're sliding, you're pushing into the trick with your heels. So this also has to do with the shock absorber. So how did you notice the difference between different shock absorbers when you were sliding?
I'm gonna skip this one. It's almost the same, but because this is a little bit harder, you can feel more control with it. And because you're a little bit sinking into this one, because it's softer, you feel a little bit movement, and you feel a little bit extra movement.
I think I totally agree with everything you just said. From my experience, I'm skating the racer skates actually, which has the white one. Yeah, which has this shock absorber as the stock shock absorber. And when I just got the skate, I just felt like it was absorbing all my energy, and I was really slow with it. So I changed it to a really hard one that has kind of like the same ride height. I actually had to glue 2 smaller ones on each other to get the same ride height. But now I feel like I have a lot more control. So I got the same experience as you. Awesome. All right. So this was our little test of the day. Is there anything we can say to the people at home, Erik?
Come by and check it out.
All right, perfect. If you have any more questions about shock absorbing or insoles, obviously you can just write us a message, write us on WhatsApp or email or Facebook or wherever you want. You can call us, or you can, of course, come to the store here and try everything out yourself. We make a new video like this every week. So if you like videos like this, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Erik, voor some help. Moet David iets... What's up, David?
Yo.
Moet je nog iets... we zijn nu aan het recorden, dus...
Mijn spullen liggen binnen, maar...
Oké. De shock absorber, like... Kut. Wat is verpulverd? Ja.
Hi, I'm back.
No more bears.
How do you say that in English? Wankel? Okay. Wait, say it like that.
So, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Try it again.
Yeah. All right. We made... we make a new video...